Welcome to page 205. It is Monday, June 22nd. The first word is the word pray. What's the word? Excellent. Listen for the definition. Okay, so pray means to worship or to request or beseech, to urge, to wish. I'm praying for you. Pray. Let's go. Pray. Pray. Let's go. Pray. All right, so how do we mark this up? Excellent. You got it. The next word is the word prey. What's the word? Yes, prey. To be hunted, right? Like predator and prey. To be vulnerable, to be, to be captured. To prey after someone is to capture them, or an animal, right? A catch. A game. Right, like we call wild animals that are hunted, we call them game, right? The kill, when you're vulnerable, right? You're you're like prey for a bully. Prey. A. We use A-E. Let's go. A. Pray. With a lot of focus. All right, how do we mark this up? Excellent. Underline the A. What do we do with these two words? Yes, and they sound the same, but they're spelled differently. It is a homophone. They are homophones. Okay? So the next word is the word stiff. What's the word? All right? Sometimes when we wake up in the morning, we feel achy, so we are stiff. All right? Another way to use the word stiff is strong. Like a stiff penalty or a fine or a consequence for your actions. All right, something that's very rigid or inflexible or firm is stiff. All right, so for example, again, not doing your homework, there will be a stiff consequence. There will be a strong, firm consequence or result, right? I'm not flexible on that. I am inflexible, except in certain circumstances. You know, if somebody gets hurt or you have to go to the doctor or whatever, there are circumstances. And there's one other way to use the word stiff. It's in terms of our movement. Okay, so when we move in a stiff way, we move like a robot, very mechanical. All right? When we're learning an instrument for the first time or something new, our movements tend to be, or our actions tend to be very stiff and tight because it's new, okay? But again, it can be very, very mechanical at the beginning. You're playing your scales over and over. And there's no feeling, there's no flow to it. But again, it means to move in a very mechanical or a robotic sort of a way. All right, unlike a ballet dancer or an expert musician or a painter, whatever it might be. Stiff. So let's go. I'm sorry. Yeah. And there's one other way to use the word stiff. You see this in many, many detective tales. If there's someone who's been murdered, if someone's been murdered, they'll say, "Who's the stiff?" Who's the dead body, the corpse? Stiff. As you can see, there's a lot going on. Stiff. Okay, double consonant at the end. Yes. Rule 7. We can use it more than one way. It is a homograph. There are a variety of definitions that you need to express, and it needs to make sense. This is a very, very hard page, even though the words are not complicated. The next word is the word staff. What's the word? You got it, staff. So a staff is a group of people who work like a crew. They're your employees. They're part of your organization or your business. You know, they're the workforce. Like Mr. Feliz and I are part of the teaching staff. We're part of the school organization. All right? Another way to use the word staff is is a walking stick, right? Like a cane. Moses walked with a walking stick. He walked with a staff, right? Or like a rod, they'll say. Staff. Let's go. Staff. And we literally are just changing the vowels. staff. Okay, double consonant, we got it, rule 7, and we can use it more than one way. It is a homograph. 2 different definitions, 4 different definitions. So that's already 6 sentences. So this is why language is so colorful, and it can become more complicated as you get older, right? So for example, visualize this with the word staff. When you say, I have a staff of 10 people, you wouldn't say, oh, that's a bunch of walking sticks that work for Mr. Modell. Okay? Nor at the same time, you wouldn't say the man was walking with a staff. He's not walking with all of his workers. He's walking with a cane or a walking stick. So you have to understand that. Okay, the next word is the word stuff. What's the word? Yes, stuff. Items, things, thingies, items, things, material, articles, matter. What's it made up of? A substance. What is the nature of it? Material, cloth, things like that. What stuff will you use in your experiment? What substances? What materials? What things? What items? What articles? But there is another way to use the word stuff. Stuff, it's like you stuff things into you stuff stuff into your book bag. You put it into it, you pack it up, you cram it in, you shove it, you fill it up. Let's see, that's one way to use it, okay? So again, that's one way, right? Where you have items and things and materials and articles, matter, substance. But the other way is to fill something up, to stuff it, is to pack it, to put something into something, to cram it or shove it into it. It's like when you eat a lot, right? You stuff yourself. Think about a stuffed animal, right? Again, when you stuff yourself, you pig out, you devour it, you say, and then what do you say? I'm stuffed. Okay? So let's see. Even double stuffed cookies, right? It's filled with that extra cream, not just a layer of the regular Oreos. Stuff. Let's go. Stuff. And again, we're literally just changing the vowel. Stuff. Double consonant, rule 7. We could use it more than one way. It is a homograph. Okay, and the next word is the word sickness. What's the word? Exactly, sickness. It's an illness, it's a disease, right? It's an ailment. And sometimes it could be a virus like COVID, that's a sickness, a malady or an infection. Sickness, all right? And when people take their wedding vows, their marriage vows, they say in sickness and in health. In other words, in good times and bad times. Sickness, let's go, comes from the word sick. Let's go. Sickness. Sickness. Okay. First syllable, sick. Second syllable, ness. Sickness. How do we mark this up? Underline the k. Okay, we have not done this for a long time. That's rule 5, and double consonant, that's rule 7. Both are odd numbers. Okay, sickness. All right, so let's review. Let's go. Sickness. Sickness. Oh, and of course, you thought I forgot. What do we do with these 3 words? Triple brace. Okay, so let's go. Stuff. Staff. Stiff. Pray. Pray. Now this is part 1 of this page, and it is extremely busy. Okay, so for example, with the word stiff, you have, let's go back. Stuff, you have 2 ways to use the word stuff. All right, so that's 2 sentences. The word staff, you have 2 ways that you have to express that. The word stiff, 4 separate definitions. All right, so you need to express that, and that you understand the meaning of the word in its different contexts. Make sure that you have that. That's 4 separate sentences. So again, stiff, a very serious thing, like for example, a stiff penalty, a fine, or a consequence. All right, to move mechanically. All right, when you're achy, and a dead body. Okay, so keep that in mind. Staff, a group of people that are working, like employees, like a crew, an organization or a business. And then the other way is the walking stick, like a rod or a cane. And again, stuff, items, things, material, cloth, article, matter, substance. And then the other way is to fill up, to pack in, to cram it, to shove it, to be stuffed, right? Is to be filled out, right? Okay, I'm going to stuff myself. Technically, I can make you do it this way as well. I'm going to devour a pig out, all right? But I won't. But again, just stuffed, meaning you're shoving food into you, all right? And then sickness, that's self-explanatory, okay? And we will continue with page 205 tomorrow on Tuesday, even though I'm recording this on Sunday.